This is the Blackout podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Blackout podcast, where I get to talk to amazing people that do amazing things. And today I have Gaby. I'm not going to say your last name.
No, please, Gabriela Piccott.
Nice to meet you, Gaby. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I have so many things I want to touch. But first off, before... to show my ignorance in geography and stuff, I just found out that Mexico gets up to 50 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah, C, not F, C.
Celsius, yeah?
How do, so what are some things that living in a place that gets up to 50 degrees that you have to do?
You go to the mall because there's free air conditioner. So... For me, it's like Canada because in winter, everything that, they have heat. And, well, in Mexico, everywhere, like offices and everywhere, they have air conditioner. So you don't see too many people walking around because it's kind of hot. But I think, it's pretty normal.
So, does it get cooler at night or?
No. Well, let's say 40, 38. Yes.
Oh, man.
It is
So,
kind of hard.
You're originally from Mexico, but you live now in Canada?
Yeah.
How long have you been living here?
5 years.
And how's your experience been as an immigrant moving from Mexico to Canada?
It's been interesting. Interesting adventure. So when I was in Mexico, I was working for American and Canadian companies. And so you see United States or Canada like different. So because you're living in your country, so you have an idea of the culture. But once you get here, it's different because it's a big shock, like a cultural shock. Especially because in Mexico and Latin countries or Latin cultures, we are very warm. So we like to hug people. We like to touch people. We don't respect personal spaces. It's different. So that was a big adjustment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you remember any funny stories that happened from just moving? Any funny not funny, like different, something that happened that made you notice that difference right away?
Yes, food. When I asked, so was it typical Canadian food or was like everyone like Japanese food? Chinese food? It's like, that's not Canadian. Okay, poutine, but that's not a dish. That's just more like a snack, right? So, yes. That, and so my English skills at the beginning, it was hard because, I was so shy, like to speak to people and just going outside the house. And I remember one time I was talking to a new friend. I made this new friend. And I asked her about her puppy. And then I asked her, how is your poopy?
I'm sorry. What did she say?
I know. It's like, and I didn't realize it. I made a mistake. So it's like, and she was like, what are you asking? I don't understand your question. And she was all like red and blushing. It's like, yes. And then at the end, I explained her, like, maybe I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a funny one. I'm sorry.
I know.
Okay. Okay, I've composed myself now.
Yes. Let's forget about that.
Okay, so And then what were you doing for the American and Canadian companies in Mexico?
Yes, so I was working as an HR manager. So HR is a little bit different than here in Canada because you're more like a generalist. So you do payroll and learning development and recruitment.
Oh wow.
Yes, so everything.
Yeah.
And here in Canada, so maybe you have one person that does recruitment and another person for training and the other HR functions. So over there, I was doing kind of everything.
What
Yeah,
do you have to
for
study
manufacturing
to be a
companies.
HR person? So you have to know accounting and business and
Yes.
holy smokes.
Yes. So yeah, so my bachelor is in business administration with a minor in HR. So yeah, I have all type of subjects.
That's crazy. And then when did you decide to move?
I didn't decide. I was forced to.
Okay, so what was your reason to move?
Yes, because of love.
Ah.
Yeah, so I met my husband
Yeah.
in 2013. Then I moved to Canada in 2014.
You met in Mexico?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, I met him down in Mexico. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a reason.
Well, it's a good reason. Love is super powerful, and I love love, so I'm always gonna check for love. And you moved straight to Halifax. Oh,
Yes. Yes. I've been only living in Halifax.
I mean, apart from the weather and the difference, what are some? Are there any other things that are there similarities in any way
Similarities.
between Mexico and Canada?
Well, my job
Oh.
is very similar. So you have labor laws are a little bit different, but still the same. But yeah, so the culture, because in Mexico you meet someone and that person is your best friend, becomes your best friend. And here it takes time. People are very friendly, but they have their circle because they met at university or at school or their neighbors, and it's a little bit hard to get in or fit in those circles. But that's what one of the struggles that I have when I came in, because I thought like I'm a people person and I'm gonna make friends really fast and the adjustment is gonna be okay. But then I realized no, this is different than expected. In my head, I had this idea that everything was gonna be like smooth and good, and it was a challenge. So that's why now I try to help immigrants just to let them understand that it's okay to have feelings around moving abroad. Like you're experiencing loss and grief because you lost maybe, well, your family and friends. You're not there with you all the time. And also maybe it's a different weather, a different food, and most important, you don't know how to behave, what to do, what not to do. I know there are a lot of help in Halifax and in Canada for immigrants and settlement, but I think there's nothing that helps you to cope with those challenges, like psychological challenges like depression, or maybe that you don't feel enough to get a job or to make friends, because you have to get Canadian experience or go back to school. And maybe in your country, back in your country, you were a manager or a doctor, or you had a really good position, and then you come here and you realize that Canadian people are very educated, and you have to compete with that. And some people, they don't do well. Some people, they just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go back, this is too much for me. And for the others that they decide to stay, you have to do a lot of inner work, like, okay, so I'm here, I have to start from scratch. And maybe at the beginning sounds like a bad thing, like, okay, I was an HR manager, I have to start like an HR assistant, and then I have to prove myself and other people and or companies that I can do the same job that I was doing in back in my country. Um, and that takes time to accept, because maybe if you have those senior positions, or you already have your life done, and everything was good. It takes time to realize, to be humble, that, well, it's a new opportunity. So you take the advantage that you're here. You can reimagine yourself, or do something new. Maybe the job that you were doing was not too good, or you were not happy. So this is a perfect opportunity to do something new,
Yeah.
and to have a new life and a new career. So that's what I like to talk about when I meet someone new, because I know the struggle. I've been there.
You've been there.
Yes, yes.
And so I remember actually, well, two things. First, I met you. Well, we didn't really talk much, but had a brief conversation at the Immigrant Summit. How was the experience of that summit?
It was good. There were a lot of people from the government, which was great, because they heard our stories. So I was facilitating a round table, and I shared my experience, my struggles, and I also shared the good things that I found in Nova Scotia. So just encouraging people that they can stay here in this province, and they can find great opportunities. Maybe you have to work a little bit harder than if you're in a bigger city,
Yeah.
but you have a lot of advantages if you stay.
What are some of these advantages?
So maybe you don't have all the options like in a big city, like food, or maybe entertainment. I think the big one is your community. For example, I'm from Mexico.
Yeah.
The Mexican community here, we are only like 100 people.
No way.
And in Toronto, there are 16,000.
Gotcha.
16,000.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference. That's another thing that I noticed when people move here to Canada. So at the beginning, they only want to hang out with their community. So and the best thing to make friends is to accept everyone. So for 1 year, I was depressed at home. I didn't want to go out. And then I realized this is not the way. I have to do something about it. So if I only hang out with Mexicans or something, like, I'm not going to get a job. I'm not going to get connected. Like, I'm not going to get the right opportunities.
Yeah.
So I ask myself what I'm going to do. And I like to dance salsa and bachata and all these Latin rhythms. So I went to a social, so a place to dance, and I met amazing people. So I'm part of the salsa community here in Halifax.
Oh, wow.
And then I went to the library, and then I was part of the library community. So you have to go out, and you have to do things. Yes.
Okay. And so now, the other thing that I wanted to ask was about the LinkedIn.
Yeah,
community?
LinkedIn local. LinkedIn local Halifax.
Exactly. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay, so I'm a dreamer.
I'm a dreamer.
And so I always wanted to open a learning center or a learning community, because I realized that professional development here in Halifax is kind of hard. Some of these courses or workshops, training, they happen in big cities. So Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, and not all the time we have the opportunity to get good training or information here. So I was talking to a friend, Nadia Ivanova, and then I told Nadia, you know what? I really want to open a learning center for professionals. And she said, just do it. It's like, how just do it? Yes, you're gonna find a way to do it. So that day I was researching, and then I was on LinkedIn, because I'm very, very active on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. And then I found out that there was a lady that gathered a group in Australia, and she started this movement. So to get together and meet your connections offline. So, and then I called her, and I talked to her, and I just expressed like my like desire to start something, a movement here in Halifax. And she say, yes, we can do it. And that's the way that LinkedIn Local was born.
Wow. So, what are some of the things that happen at the LinkedIn logo?
Yes, so we have business owners, we have professionals, and we have newcomers. So we always have a topic. So the idea is you go there and you learn. We learn from each other, and at the end we have networking.
Ah.
Yes, yes. So you make real friends, not only connections, like real friends. We always hang out. Sometimes they, after the meetings, they go out for lunch or coffee, and now they're friends.
Talking about networking, I remember like yourself coming out here, and I didn't actually move straight to Halifax. I lived in Truro for a while before I moved to Halifax, and the thing was about everyone's like network, network. What are some tips that people need to know when it comes to this networking thing?
Yes. So the first one I already said something about that. So not only spend time with your community. So if you're from Italy, not only spend time with Italian community. So that's okay, but you also have to find a hobby. You never know when you're gonna meet someone that can help you to achieve or to get a job or to get a client. So even if you, I don't know, you play basketball, you can meet someone there. There are a lot of events like Fusion Halifax. Well, we also have LinkedIn Local, and well, we have iSense. Everywhere you go, you always tell people what you do, what type of job you do, and or if you're starting a business, what are your services. Talk to everyone, and then people there are gonna remember you. And you also have to develop like a personal brand. So I'm the person that always tell jokes and is laughing and connecting to others. So you have to develop that personal brand. So maybe you're the person that is wearing purple glasses,
Yeah.
or that likes to wear like blue earrings, or like it wears blazers, whatever is your brand or about your personality. Yes, try to highlight that so people can remember you easily.
Wow. I'll be sure to stay because I'm awkward at these networking events. Like I'll get there, they'll introduce me. I'll be like, "Hello."
Yes, yes. And then
I don't know
what?
what to say. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do this." Okay, okay.
Yes, usually people they ask like, "How is your day going?" or "What do you do? Where do you work?" That type of stuff.
Yeah.
But then people they're not gonna remember you. So if you have to ask another type of questions like, I don't know, I love your T-shirt, and I love Mario Bros. Let's talk about video games or something that you can find in common, or you can say, I love pizza. What is your favorite food? Or I love this TV show on Netflix. What is yours?
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
then
I
and
didn't
then
know
you
you could talk about TV shows because
yes,
I like that one.
anything. That's the best way to network because you can be yourself, and then people they're gonna remember you. And after that, they're gonna be so interested in you that they're gonna ask you, "What do you do?"
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay, well, yeah, thanks for that one. I'll take it to heart. And now when you so with the LinkedIn local, how often is the
Yes.
meeting?
So we have those meetings every 3 months. So the next one is in August 14, and it's going to be about how to grow your business with LinkedIn. So for all those business owners,
Here's the thing, though. Um, I want to ask, like you said, you use LinkedIn a lot.
for everything.
That's the thing, because all I know LinkedIn is for, it's kind of like, okay, you're working in a place, and this is where I work, and this is where I went to school. But what other things could you do on there?
So for me at the beginning, as a newcomer, because I really wanted to connect with people that work in my field. So what I did is I went on LinkedIn. So I just typed Halifax HR or HR people, and then I connected with people. Of course, I sent a note. So this is Gaby. I'm a newcomer. Like I love to share my experience, or hope we can get together, or grab a coffee, whatever, like a personal note. And then my network was growing. And then I discovered that I could learn how Halifax works. So I saw the events that were going to happen and topics. Like there are a lot of things you can do, you can learn. In Canada, we also have LinkedIn Learning. So it's a free tool. You have
Free.
like 50,000 courses for
Wow.
free
On LinkedIn?
on LinkedIn.
Okay, well, that's another thing I didn't know.
Yes, because, for example, let's say that you really want a job and then you read the job description and maybe you're not so strong on one of those skills and then you say like agile methodology, whatever. So you go on LinkedIn Learning and you just type agile methodology and then you're gonna see a learning path or you're gonna find a course and then you can add that badge or that license to your profile. So there are a lot of things that you can
Wow.
get out of LinkedIn. So you can learn
Yeah.
from others because there are also people sharing their experience, like newcomers sharing like how they got their jobs and these free courses and events, everything.
Oh, wow. That's kind of mind blowing. Because now I'm just looking at that thing and like, oh, you know what? I really don't explore LinkedIn. I didn't even know, a friend of mine was just saying about LinkedIn ads. Because
Yes, that's
apparently
for business.
I didn't know that. I just thought, oh, it's kind of like your resume and you put it there.
Yes,
And that's
yes. Yeah,
it. Okay.
it's more than that. You can do more than that.
And LinkedIn Local has a particular venue they meet?
Yes,
Or?
so we partner with the library. So we have like a wonderful venue. And yes, so we're there every 3 months, usually from 6 to 8.
Oh, okay. And now that you've lived in Halifax for a while, 5 years now.
Yes.
You're used to the weather, kind of.
No, yet. No, I
Do
can't.
you find how often do you go back to Mexico?
Once a year.
Okay, so when you go back, is is it even more jarring going back there? It's like you just kind of slip back into, oh, this is where I grew up and this is. Or do you find that Gaby's more Canadian than Mexican now?
Oh my God, that's a hard question. That's a tough question. It's very strange. I know some people that they've been living here for 15 years, 20 years, so they go back to their like original or home countries and they don't feel anything. But with me, it's like I'm in the middle. Like I'm really proud to be Mexican, but same that to be Canadian. So
Yeah.
it is really hard. So when I'm in Mexico, like, oh, I wish I could be in Canada. And then when I'm in Canada, oh, I wish I could be in Mexico. Yes.
Oh, okay. But and then how do you handle that? Feeling that way?
Ooh, so I use FaceTime a lot. Yes, just to try to talk with my friends and family. Then you also realize like who's there for you, because when you're living there, like everyone is your friend, because that's our culture. Literally everyone is your friend. But when you move, then you realize like I only have these two friends, or yeah.
Wow. Does that make things awkward when you go to visit? Like knowing the real friends and the people that are just like, hey, Gaby, blah, blah, blah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, but it's really fun because I get adjusted really easily. So when I go there, it's 50. I'm okay.
Oh
Okay.
my God, I can't. You were telling me that you have to change your tires.
Yes, every
smoke,
3-4
like-
months. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they just explode. And it's very dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine it. Oh man. So, is there? I guess. So you have maybe between 7 and 9, and then in the morning to kind of just rush to work, and then between basically till night to just cause in the so how I'm trying to wrap my mind around how hot the afternoon when it's like between 12 and 2.
So let's say you get up at 6 or 7 a.m. It's already 30.
Oh,
Yes. So, and then 2, 4 p.m., like maybe 47, 48, or 50.
man, so people must drink a lot of water.
Yes, yes, or
Oh.
beer.
Oh man,
That's our excuse.
oh man.
Yeah.
And then does it go? Does it ever get to 20 in the evening or night or?
No, no. Well,
Gosh.
it's not too bad, like 38 or 40.
But then you also told me that there's sections of Mexico that actually gets snow.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
didn't
yes.
know this.
Yeah, we have snow like -10, -5, and we
Oh,
have
wow.
snowstorms. Yes, yes.
Wow.
We have all types of weather.
Lots to learn. Lots to learn. Lots to learn. So now, what's your plan moving forward?
So my plan, so it's just, well, to stay here in Halifax, keep helping newcomers and the professional community and business owners, well, with the LinkedIn local community. And well, I also just launched and started my own business because of this necessity of professional development. So people or companies, they don't have to travel to other cities to get trained.
So what's the so it's your company tailored to training professionals?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. So the idea is to help companies to improve employee performance and culture, organizational culture.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so by delivering fun learning experiences, yes,
What's it
yes.
called?
Connect the dots.
Obviously.
It's all about connection. So
Yeah.
people, they have to get connected, and yes, everything is all about connection. We're all connected.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like, I really believe in connection. So I understand that, and I understand that, like, when you start a business or really anything, to get
Anything.
it from where it is to where you'd like it to go, you need help. Like, you need to
Yes.
connect. You need to
Yes.
talk to different people. So I understand that networking is important. I just
Yes.
need to work at
Yeah.
it.
If you're looking for a job, even if you're a local, even if
Yeah.
you're not, even if you're not a newcomer or immigrant,
Yeah,
you
I
have to
agree.
get connected to get a job or to get clients
Yeah.
or to make friends or to get a partner. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah, and so when how long has the business been now?
Well, it's about 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
New.
how are you handling that and LinkedIn local and pretty much every other thing you do? How do you balance your time?
Well, it's about time management. uh, it's kind of hard to just find the balance, but it's more about my personal life and work.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
LinkedIn Local, because we started in February 2017, so I know how to handle it, and there are amazing people that are helping me, volunteers that are helping me. So yeah, that's okay. That's covered.
And the volunteers are pretty much they met you on LinkedIn too.
So yes, at LinkedIn events and some friends that I met at my past jobs.
Oh, okay.
But
Wow.
everyone is welcome.
So, now I know that the next meetup for the LinkedIn local is in August at the
August
library.
14, yes, August 14 at the library, 6 to 8,
6 to 8.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
And as a new, say I go there for the first time, what should I expect?
You can expect a lot of fun, a lot of laughs,
Yeah.
laughs, and making real connections and maybe even friends. Yes, yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna learn, and at the end, you're gonna connect and meet amazing, wonderful people.
Wow. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy. I remember meeting you and saying, "Oh man, that lady is like something special about her." But just talking to you, like you have this warm spirit and you're just super welcoming. So I'm sure Connected Dots has wings and is gonna fly. I'm super grateful
Thanks.
that you came in today, and I had a wonderful time. And
Me too.
now I'm just trying to wrap my mind around 50 degrees, what that must feel like. I can't even
You can't
imagine.
believe it.
I can't even imagine. So
I'm gonna
Gaby-
invite you. You're gonna join me.
Oh wait, one question about that. Like, is it seasonal? Like, it has a season when.
Yes, let's say from like in February it's not too bad, like 30, 35. But then from March to September, October, yeah, almost a whole year.
Yeah, so you can only go from October to February. Okay, that's enough visit. Thank you very much for coming to the
You're
podcast,
welcome.
Gaby.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm super grateful.
Thank you.
This is the Blackout Podcast. Thanks for listening.